Yo, what's up, guys? All right, so a couple updates. We're doing really good. I'm still feeling really confident about everything, my trades that I'm taking, and this journey. Like, I feel like we can get this payout. Let's just hop on the charts real quick. Let's see what happened. Okay, so far from the last video, if you're following along, I had two trades that I took the same day. Won both of those. Been doing pretty good. I'm at 50,200 or 300. I was at 50,400, I believe. What happened was that this morning I was using Tradeovate and I put in the order, nothing happened. I put it again, nothing happened, put it again, nothing happened. Restarted my whole computer, logged back in. I was having issues with the password, which that was pissing me off. As soon as I logged back in, it showed that I had 3 orders running, and it's just screwed my whole thing up. Then I tried to sell off one contract, and then long story short, I lost $500, right? So then I was in the trade right here. This is what I was looking at. So I was thinking, we're looking at gold right now. Our gold's been in an overall downtrend, right? As you see, it's been in a downtrend, and it looks like it may keep going. When I saw it this morning, I saw something different. I saw that gold was making this downtrend. We're on the 1 hour. Keep that in mind, right? So 1 hour. So I'll go ahead and follow that. Something like this. Okay. And then there's some consolidation here. We had a break to the bottom, but then we had this break to the upside, and we broke a few levels right here. Well, just, really just one level right here. So if I were to, I was looking for it to pull back, right? Pull back to this level, which it did. So let's just zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm seeing. Once again, we're on the 1 hour. So we had a level right here, right? And then maybe we had another level right. Okay. So since we broke above and came from this zone to this zone, that's where I was looking for the pullback. Now, this is what happened. Obviously, you see prices moving against me, but before that actually happened, this is what I was seeing, right? So for me, that was a good pullback. The only thing that was bothering me a little bit was this green candle right here, because it wasn't super clean. And if you look at the way price has been moving, it looks pretty clean, right? Like, you can see price comes down, pulls back, comes down, pulls back, comes down, pulls a little bit of consolidation here, and just kind of keeps going, right? The momentum is there. So when this happened, I was like, okay, this should pull back. Should continue, right? So price breaks up. So this is my indication right here. Indication, I'm waiting for the correction. That's where I got in for the continuation. And I had that issue where I lost $500 off some BS, right? I'll go ahead and jump down to the 5 minute, kind of show you what I was looking at. So I was looking at this area. This was my area of interest, right? I'm looking for the reversal to happen somewhere around here. Okay, somewhere around here. Let's just go ahead and advance a little bit more. And then you saw the reactions, right? You see the reactions here. I saw the reaction. So I seen the reactions here then. And eventually I got in the trade. This is the 5 minute once again. I looked at the 1 minute also. Because I lost all that money, I was conservative. I didn't want to just risk $250. So I looked for a conservative entry. I saw a little fair value gap here. If you're not familiar with all that, don't worry about it, right? Because we want to just, at this point, we want to make sure, are the buyers in control? If the buyers are in control, yes, we hop in. That's my rule. And, but for me, because I only wanted to spend $100 on the risking, I waited for price to come somewhere around here. I think after this came back right there, I think that's the tap that I got in right here. When price came low enough, I just got in here. And what I did was I looked at, let me see, that's $200. So I was right here. I was looking at the levels and I marked this level off right here. So we're on the 1 minute. So I was like, all right, let me mark up some 1 minute levels. So that way I can have some confidence when I set my stop loss. And this was a level and this was a level right here. So let me go ahead and move this. So then here, I'll remove this. We know that this represents that this is the reversal. We're waiting for it to reverse and go up. Okay. We're on the 1 minute too, not the 5 minute. Usually we're on the 5 and the 15. All right, so price, I get in. I'm purely just looking for an entry at this point, right? Because on the 5 minute, you see, I set this black line right here. So I was like, all right, once we get above this line, then I know we're good. I took a little bit of a risk. I did see that right here. Is on the 5 minute again. Price comes down. We're still trending downwards. We create this little wick right here. This could be an indecision wick, but I kind of looked at it like something like this, and then we broke above it. That made me feel good. So then once we broke above it, that's when I was like, all right, once we break above this level, then that's my confirmation that we should move higher. And then price, you see price is making highs right here, and then comes back down and then goes up, right? So I'm thinking about the 15 minute when I see a lot of this stuff. You see there was a little bit of chop, but I'm looking at the lows we're getting higher, right? So we were just to mark this off, right? So here's our low, and then we had another low right here, this red candle. So then I'm thinking, okay, let me just see if I can get a tight entry, right? And normally I would wait for a little bit more of a concern. I would wait for this move to happen and either get in here or wait for it to pull back a little bit and then get in. So let's just move a couple more bars. Okay, it didn't pull it back. But on a conservative entry, let's mark this up. Actually, let's get rid of, I want to keep this is, I think this was my original entry, wasn't it? Yeah, this was it right here. So I don't want to delete this. So I'll go ahead and let's create the position. I don't want to delete this. So that way we can see what I actually took. So I got in right here at this level. I just moved it to the right. I got in right here. That's 5 minute. Let's go to the 1 minute. Oh, sorry. Let me show you where a good entry would have been. So you can see that I had this level, this 15 minute level marked here, but you can see that we're trending upwards right here, right? I don't know. I wouldn't count that. Indecision, bounce, and then right here. So this was the break of structure on the 15 minute where you could safely say, all right, or confidently say, I'll get in right here. Maybe put swing low down here. But see, this would have been $420. And then you're moving your stops all the way to the 1 hour. And then be right around there, right where we're at. Okay, and this would have been, oh, that's not the right. Almost a 2-to-1, pretty much a 2-to-1. That would have been a nice conservative entry. Let me move this to the side a little bit, right? That would have been a conservative entry, I feel, maybe a little bit lower. And then on the 5 minute, it was a little tricky, right? It was a little tricky because of this consolidation that happened here. And then we needed to get above this level. So, you know, I could have done something like this too. Been a little riskier, or just waited, let price play out, got in right here. And then a 2.41 of my trade, right? And then also you see that this is a level right here, so I could have expected it to hit that. All right, so I'm gonna undo this. That's just me like kind of looking back at it now in hindsight and saying, okay, well, that's a safe trade to take. But the way I took it, because I lost money there, I ended up taking this right here, this trade right here. See, and yeah, I hit a crazy risk to reward on it. So I don't advise this. It was just something that I was like, all right, if the opportunity is there, I'll take it. And it was there. It was right here. So price came down. I was looking at that fair value gap. It dropped down. By the time I got in, it was right around there. And I was below this level. So I was okay. I was confident with that. I risked $100, and price went all the way up to $800, and then it pulled back. So I should have secured some, just thinking that, hey, I'm up 100. Yeah, and because I lost, right? I should have secured some. I think that just would have been the smarter, safer play instead of waiting for it to get up another $100. So what happened was, let's go ahead and play it out. Price came down right here, and then I ended up getting out somewhere around here and closed for like $270. So I pretty much ate up half of my risk. I mean, half of my loss that I had, right? So if I had a $500 loss, I'm up about 250, 270. That's about half of that. So I lost about half of that, right? So my total balance right now, let me see what my balance is. My balance is 50,213. So let me see if we can log in here. All right, so here's my account right here. I just lost $200 today, right? So I lost 500 and then I won, I guess 3 or something like that. I think I lost 4 something, and then total loss for today is 200, and I'm okay with that. That's not too bad. If that stupid glitch didn't happen today, we'd have been up, I don't know, $500, $600, $700, $800. Now, yeah, price did reverse on me, and I would have waited there, so I would have been up. Actually, yeah, I probably would have closed out around same price that I closed out at today, but I wouldn't have had that $500 loss or $500 loss, right? So I'd be up. It would look pretty much something like this, $400 or $500 gain, whatever, for the day, or $300 to $400 gain, which would have been pretty good. So I'm not really mad at this. This was okay. This was a technical glitch, and I feel like I softened the blow too, right? And this was really a technical glitch. Like I went back and I had 3 contracts, and gold is pretty expensive, right? So if it's 10 points, that's $100. So if it's 20 points, a lot of times stop loss is 20 or 225, then that's 250. If you go to 40, that's $400, right? You can imagine that's 1 micro. So if you have 2 micros, it's double that, 800. So you can easily blow your account just by goofing up. So it's okay. I feel like I mitigated some of the risk. We're good to go. I'm not even tripping. Next time, maybe I'll just, I'll close at 800. I'm okay with, like I said, if I'm seeing it, because normally I try to just mark it and let it go. I'm okay with taking 800 instead of, but here's the reason why I say that. Check this out. So if we look back on the 1 hour, I had the conscious idea already that, hey, we could be reversing right here, right? So there's 2 scenarios. One scenario is, well, maybe 3. So one scenario is we're consolidating and we're chopping up. So in this case, I'll do a bounce play. Let's say it's something like this, right? Then I'll just buy here, sell at the top, buy at the bottom, and just make money ping ponging, right? All I need to do is 1 trade. But it wasn't consolidating. I was thinking, okay, maybe it may consolidate. But since we had that indication, I was thinking, okay, we could possibly be, the downtrend could possibly be over. The downtrend could possibly be over, right? And we could be making a higher low and then a higher high, higher low, higher high. And this is usually how it looks. When I start seeing it look like this, that to me is letting me know that we could be reversing, okay? And let's take a look at what that looks like. Now, go back to the 1 hour there. So every once in a while, price won't reach the last high that it made. In this case, it didn't, and it came down again. And then what happened was that the session ran out. See, New York session ends here. So where the little shaded area ends. So I had to make a decision and get out. Otherwise, I would have just stayed in. And as you see, when session opened, it just came all the way down here, and it's making lows. So it'll probably just keep making lows. So it's a little bit weird and kind of unusual to see this type of activity, right? Usually it's pretty clean. If we look at gold, it's not that messy right there. Right, price came down, up, right? There's some consolidation here before the consolidation. It's really deliberate in its movement. You can really tell what's going on. Okay, look at this. So right here, we've got an uptrend, right? And then we start to make lows. Boom, right here's where we're making that low. And that's what I thought we were doing now too. So I thought this was the area that we were making today. Right? And then price comes moving down. But see, at no point did it break back up and then break this level, this high, right? If we look at today, price makes our indication, comes back down. Then we've got a failed high right here, right? So now we've got a lower high, comes back down, goes back to that level, gets pressed back down. So the story for me is that the sellers are just pushing it down every time. And then during the trade, that's kind of what I've noticed. I was like, oh man, the sellers are pressing it down. When you go to the 4 hour, it looks like, oh, we still want to be in a trend and a down trade, right? Because on the 4 hour, you can see this still looks pretty clean. We have 3 hours left for this candle. This candle is probably just going to keep moving down in support of the downtrend. But on the 1 hour, that's, if there's an uptrend, it's going to happen first on the 1 hour before it happens on the 4 hour. So had this gone up and got to this level or broke above, then this 4 hour would look totally different, right? It would have a green candle coming up to this level and it would look clean. My point is that it's not clean, and I can't really, like, you got to just kind of ride the wave and then see it as it goes. Like, had I known it was going to pull back on me, I would have cashed out on the 800 and I risked 100 to make 800. That was my best trade I've ever had. I just didn't cash out, you know, because I was waiting for it to come back up, because like it looked really clean. Once again, indication, correction, continuation. Look, right before the continuation to drop. Now I could have marked my level to be here instead of up here. That could have been a little bit more of a conservative level. And that's probably something that I can do. I can say, look, let me take the easy money off the table instead of risking this little area right here, right? Because sometimes you have to wait an extra hour for it just to get up, because that's where the sellers meet the buyers and then they're going back and forth and price starts moving a little differently. It doesn't move as fast to that level and they're actually battling it out. So something to think about next time. Maybe next time I'll mark this area instead, just for the easy close, right? That would have still been a 1 to 8. I would have made $800 right there. I was literally looking at it. I could have just pressed the close button. So I'll consider that next time. And especially when I lost before, right? And that was because of some BS error that happened that I felt like wasn't really my fault, but because it's happened before and it happened again, I'm going to put a system in place so that doesn't happen again, which is probably just trade on Tradeovate. And the only way for me really to know if that happens is when I enter a position and nothing shows up on the screen. At that point, I need to just realize that I got a position in there. It's in there. It just didn't reflect on the software. And then let me check like my phone or something, or restart my computer or something, right? For the most part, I wasn't really leaning on the restart because this is a web-based software. But the reason why I had to restart was because it wouldn't let me log in on the Mac right now. It was giving me an error message. So anyway, trading with Tradeovate is probably going to be better. I'll probably get better entries too and better executions.